this huge wolf-like creature stood up on two legs.
While I'd heard of the Dogman before, I'd never truly believed in it. Yet witnessing this creature, I couldn't deny its formidable nature, a perfectly adapted predator. I aimed my flashlight in that direction, a decision I regret to this day. It had these sharp, pointed ears and an elongated muzzle.
Dogman, the canine-like cryptid we've all come to know and fear. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Creepy Cryptid History. I'm your host, Brookster, and today we're going to be delving into the scariest Dogman stories you've ever heard. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I do upload these videos very often. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a walk into the forest. Hey Wolfpack, so today I do have a couple of Dogman stories that I think are going to be really good. I just have a feeling in my bones. These are 100% reactions to these stories, these videos. And the first one we got here is actually from TikTok, and it's by Challenge Reality. And the full story of this can actually be found at Sasquatch Theory. Pretty sure they're referring to their YouTube. So if you want to go over there, put your paws up on their like button, put your paws up on my like button. It would be greatly appreciated. So let's go ahead and begin.
We would put everything in the middle of the room and have a huge bonfire. We had a really good one going that night, a good fire going that night. And we start hearing the pack of wild dogs. We knew they couldn't get up into the building that we were in. And we hear these dogs and we walk outside and here comes a pack of wild dogs. And if I remember right, there were 6 of them. They had big, huge piles of material called coke. Just looks like almost like mounds of dirt. They used this stuff to smelt steel. We had a big pile, right, like I said, in front of our building and the building next to us. And these dogs ran just past us. They did not pay us any mind. They did not even notice us. They went up this pile and then down the other side. And within a second or two, we hear them start to fight. We start hearing them all attacking. Within, I'd say, 5 seconds after we hear them start to fight, we start hearing the sound of an even louder animal. These dogs were fighting with something that was on the other side of this pile. The bass and its growl and its bark or whatever it was doing, it was just very deep and loud. And I kid you not, within a couple seconds after that, we start seeing literally dogs in the air. They are being thrown over this mound, and some of them are hitting the ground and rolling, and some are injured. Another one had a big gash on its front shoulder that went down towards its back. And then within a couple seconds, 2 more get thrown over and look like they got run over by a car. All of them took off, and we're wondering, what just happened? What the heck was that? All of a sudden, you hear my one buddy say, "Guys, what is that? What is that over there?" And what happens is we see just the most massive animal that any of us have ever seen. It was just this humongous dog, wolf-looking animal that none of us had ever seen before in our lives. It was so big. It was so big, it looked fake. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. What the heck is this? And it was very obviously canine. Like I said, it looked dog-like, German Shepherd, like more wolf than anything. And what it did next, a lot of people kind of chuckled or laughed about this. Most didn't. I'm sure you'll have some listeners that maybe will find it amusing. It was not in any way, shape, or form. This dog lifts its leg and it starts doing its business. And what freaked me and my friends out the most, it started urinating, and the stream that came out was so powerful, and the stream was thick, like almost like a water hose. And when it hit this mound of this material, big chunks started getting thrown up in the air, and it was going over to the right and to the left. The just overall strength of the stream of it urinating, of how it was throwing this material, it was disturbing, and it was scary, because it gave you a sense of, not only is this thing physically large, I mean, even it doing its business it's weirdly like super strong, and it just gave us all this impression of this thing is dangerous, it's gigantic, and it could do damage. My one friend starts backing up, is freaked out, and trips and falls into the wall, this makeshift wall. It made the metal on concrete real loud scraping sound. It was super loud, and right then this animal, it snaps its head over, it looks right at us, and my heart sunk. I felt the blood in my face leaving it. Its eyes almost looked like they had a battery source behind them. At first we felt like, well, it must be from the fire, and it's causing eye shine, but it was not eye shine. It looked like it had a power source. It was so bright, and it was an amber yellowish, like orangey kind of color. Its eyes were so big, you could tell where its eyes and its gaze were. So we knew, each four of us, whenever it was looking at each one of us, we could tell. And all of a sudden it growls, and it growls loud, and we all felt it in our chests. My legs, my quads got real weak. I felt like I was going to go down on my knees. And two other of my buddies said that they were so sick, said, I feel like I'm going to throw up. My other buddy said he felt like he was going to pass out. What it did next was something that will stick with me till the day I die. We all said the same thing. We will never forget it. What it did next was so crazy, so unnatural, so alien, so to speak, that it was just a paradigm shifted. It was just like, you've got to be kidding me. This huge wolf-like creature stood up on two legs. It was just gigantic already, but when it stood up on two legs, it wasn't like a dog standing up on its two hind legs waiting for like a biscuit or a treat from its owner for doing a trick. This thing stood up like it does it all the time, and that it's actually more comfortable on two than four. We turn and we hear somebody running in, and he's, I can't take it anymore. And my one buddy, who had fallen back into that makeshift wall, turned around and ran inside, and he's screaming and running in. We looked at each other and we followed suit.
Man, that is a horrific encounter. Like, one of the scariest encounters I have ever heard. One of the most believable encounters that I have ever heard. It seems like all the things that they mentioned that you would remember in a horrific state of mind. What would you do if you seen a dog man in that particular situation? Let me know in the comments below. This next one right here is from YouTube, and it's by Brief Terror Tales. And it says Dogman, scariest Dogman encounter story. So, like I said, this is going to be a pure reaction to these particular stories. And guys, I know I thank my members and I thank my subscribers all the time, but I just want to thank the people that these videos I react to. Thank you so much for letting me react to your videos and sharing them so more people can see them. And like I always say, put your paws up on their like button, put your paws up on mine. We certainly appreciate the algorithm exchange. And yeah, let's go ahead and get to this one.
Numerous individuals have recounted their chilling encounters with mysterious beings lurking in wooded areas and prairie lands, often referred to as dogmen. Since the 1880s, reports of this peculiar creature have circulated, with witnesses describing it as possessing a head reminiscent of a German shepherd and powerful, glistening muscles. Unlike ordinary dogs, however, the creature is said to possess the ability to walk on both hind legs and all fours, with elongated arms. Various accounts have emerged from individuals who claim to have encountered these creatures, describing them as armed with razor-sharp claws and teeth. Among those sharing their stories are park rangers and even high court judges from regions across the United States and Canada. A resident of Ohio emphasized the importance of raising awareness about these creatures, asserting their reality and the potential danger they pose. I've always had a deep appreciation for nature. The woods, hiking, camping, and fishing have always held a special place in my heart. During one particular outing by a lake, after about 15 minutes, I was suddenly overcome by an intense feeling of dread. I instinctively switched on my headlamp to head back up the riverbank when, behind a large sycamore tree, I spotted what appeared to be a massive creature crouching beside it. My gaze locked onto the figure, and I found myself completely frozen. I knew I was witnessing something real, but my mind struggled to comprehend what I was seeing. The sight before me was utterly perplexing. I couldn't shake the thought animals aren't supposed to appear like that. Suddenly, as if responding to my inner dialogue, the creature stood up, revealing itself completely. It was reminiscent of the monsters from childhood stories, ones that were deemed unreal and harmless. While I'd heard of the Dogman before, I'd never truly believed in it. Yet, witnessing this creature, I couldn't deny its formidable nature, a perfectly adapted predator. He continued, having spent 21 years in the Army, deployed across various regions and in 3 different war zones, I can say I've rarely experienced such terror as I did when encountering this colossal canine-like creature. The fear still lingers in my throat, along with the taste of my own vomit. Standing at 6 feet tall and weighing around 250 pounds of solid muscle, I felt utterly dwarfed by the creature. It stood at least 7'6", perhaps even weighing between 350 to 400 pounds. As someone who's been involved in college and semi-pro football, as well as powerlifting, I understand size and strength. This creature, however, defied any norms of natural evolution within its environment, I can assure you. Encountering this once is more than enough for anyone. Another observer, a deputy sheriff, recounted, "There are few things in this world that genuinely frighten me. I've witnessed my fair share of unsettling situations over the years, but nothing could have prepared me for that particular night. I remember being involved in a search for a young man who had been pulled into a storm drain. I parked my cruiser near what I believe was the electric company storage yard. After about 5 minutes, I heard a snorting, almost sniffing noise emanating from the other side of the tracks. I aimed my flashlight in that direction, a decision I regret to this day. It had these sharp, pointed ears and an elongated muzzle. I made direct eye contact with it before it swiftly disappeared into the woods. I want to emphasize, it was not a mask, and certainly not someone in a costume. Who in their right mind would approach an armed individual, equipped with a police radio, while wearing a complete uniform, risking being shot? The whole encounter felt surreal, almost definitive in its nature, I suppose. Now I know what lurks in the shadows. Nick Redfern, a speaker and writer specializing in unresolved mysteries like Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, and UFOs, acknowledges multiple reported sightings of Dogman in the UK. He informed the Daily Star there was a surge of these sightings during the summer of 2006.
Wow, guys. So that was actually three stories in what? Well, there was two stories in one video. See, I didn't know that because these are completely 100% reactions to this. But that was kind of nice. What do you think about both of those stories? Now, guys, have you ever experienced anything like this? Like, are you in the military? Have you experienced anything weird, strange that you want to share? Send your encounters to me, okay? Like I said, I always put my email address up there for you. Send them to my email. I can share them on the channel. You can either state your name, I can shout you out, or you can remain anonymous. You know, I will respect that. But some interesting, very, very scary stories. I think there is too much of a coincidence in sightings, in each sighting, for them all to be fake. What do you guys think? I honestly believe in the Dogman. There have been so many occurrences. I mean, he says back into the 1800s, but even before then, before medieval times, before, like, in Bible days, like BC era, okay, these beings have been witnessed here on this planet. Some say that they're aliens. Some say that they're natural creatures that's always been here. But I want your opinion. What do you think that these things are? Do you think that they're Nephilim? Do you think they're aliens? Do you think they're just natural beings from the earth that were here even before man was? Well, everyone, what did you think about today's creepy cryptid history? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I want to give a shout out to all of the members of the channel. Guys, thank you so much for what you do. I really do appreciate every single one of you and how you help this channel grow. And guys, don't forget to check out the merch. There's always a sale going on for 20% off your entire purchase when you put in the discount code Wolfpack at the end. And Wolfpack, remember, keep your head up, keep your paws up, stay strong, turn to Jesus, thank God on the daily, no matter what you're going through. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for stopping by and giving this video a watch. I will see you in the next. Bye!